Hi everybody, my name's Julie McGrath and I have a business called The Joy Source, and I just wrote this book called The Right Time is Right Now, 6 questions to help you let go of the excuses and change your life today. And my business, The Joy Source, is about bringing joy, living your authentic self, and this keynote talk that I'm doing is a talk that I do at my weekend, the Joy Getaway Weekend. Every year I hold it at the Ashworth Hotel up on Hampton Beach, and I hope you enjoy it. All right, so the talk is The Right Time is Right Now. And when I decided to write this book, it was actually just a talk that I was going to do, and I kept coming back to it. Couldn't think of the right title, right? What would it be? And then I know what I hear from a lot of people, men and women, okay? The book is for men and women, is it's just not the right time. So I want the joy, not right now. I want to do this, not a good time for me. I'm going to wait till I retire. I'm going to wait till I have more time. When is that time really going to happen? Okay? When will time stop for you so that you can do all of those things you want to do? I'm not sure it will. So the title is The Right Time is Right Now because today is the right time. So stop putting off the dreams, the goals, right? And so it's an introspective journey. It's a small book. So I encourage you not to whip through it and go, okay, yeah, this is great. It's really taking the time, asking yourself the questions that each chapter goes through, and sitting with it, okay? Because it's easy, it's simple. There's no big words in it. There's nothing that's going to go, what is she talking about? It is so easy, okay? So that's part of it, is there's an easy way to get you started. If you just need to start now. Start when you leave here, okay? And the first question is, and I'm just going to go through these, am I engaged in work that I love, right? And that's different for everybody. Some folks aren't working. Some folks stay at home. Whatever you're doing has to have purpose to it. You have to feel good about it. You have to be challenged. And this is just research-based. It's not just Julie McGrath coming up with it. Research says in order for you to be happy at your job and fulfilled, there has to be passion and purpose. I feel passionate about it. It's what I love to do. It feels good. There's a sense of purpose. I feel good with it. And it's okay if you're a stay-home mom, you've got to fill your time with passion and purpose. And that's why I wrote the Joy-Worthy book. It's easy to get in a rut. It's easy to go, oh, I'm going to do it when my kids are older. I'm going to do that when I have more money, right? And that time might never come, so what are you doing in the meantime? You're not living a great, joyful life, okay? So the passion and purpose is cause to pause to say, maybe it once gave you that, and now you have to really look and say, yeah, you know, I really am not enjoying my job anymore. And what I always talk about in my talks that we don't do enough of in this world, right? Cell phones, is a piece of it too, is we don't reflect enough. We don't sit back and say, yeah, do I really like my job? I used to like it. I'm not sure I do anymore. Does it offer me any passion? Do I feel like I have a strong sense of purpose when I'm done with it? Okay? So, and if you're spending your time all day in a place, I want it to feed your soul. I want it to nourish you. And when it no longer nourishes you, that's when you go, what other direction should I go in? Because there's plenty of other directions, right? But you have to then sit with, it's okay to not be okay with your situation. But you have to know it. You can't change what you don't know. And this is part of the reason we're here this weekend is I want you to reflect on it when you leave here, right? All the notes, everything we've all talked about of, yeah, am I engaged in work that I love? And the chapter will go through and talk to you. But people will say, you know, I can do my job in my sleep. Well, that makes me sad. I don't want you to sleep through your job, right? That's not good. And I don't want to hear you, oh, I got so much vacation time. Well, use it, right? That's not good either. All right? Boredom creates burnout just like overwork does, right? We think of burnout as, oh my, it's so much work, we can't keep track, we just get burnt out. So does boredom. It leads you right down the burnout track because every day you feel purposelessness, like come home, it's boring. You've had those days where your job is boring and you come home and you're not fulfilled, you're not energized. In fact, it's the opposite. You're exhausted and you haven't even done anything just from being bored all day. And imagine if you create a life of every day is the same thing and you're bored. Leads to depression. Okay? So you want to find that job for you that sparks that passion for you. This is what I'm good at. And if you're home, it's volunteering. If you're, if it's a different phase in your life where you don't have to work, what else would you do, that would create passion and purpose in your life? Okay, so I can appreciate, I'm a go-getter and mover, and I love my job. I work in the emergency room. It's fast-paced. It's great. And I enjoy my vacations, but I'm no good to sit home every day. So I wouldn't want someone to go, just quit your job, stay home every day. No, I would go crazy. I would be bored. I would feel, just wouldn't feel great. Okay, so we want to be careful of like, oh, she's so lucky, she gets to stay home. It's what you're doing with your time. Okay, you don't want to have empty time every single day. All right, there is a show out there, well, a couple of them, Caribbean Life, Lake Hunt Living. I don't know if you've seen all of those. They're great. Sunday nights, I watch them one after another. That Caribbean and Island Life, right? But here's the thing. There's one common theme that they say in each one. We're moving to the Caribbean because work is stressful and I want more family time. Okay, so some of these folks are moving their entire family to some small island in the Bahamas because they want more family time, right? Because work's too much. So I'm not convinced you all need to do that. I'm not convinced that you need to pack up and move to St. Thomas, right, so that you can have a stress-free life. I think it's about balance. How can you create balance in your life so that not all you do is work, that you have this, and not all you do is play? There's this great balance of I feel rewarded, I feel successful at my job, I feel confident at my job, I have a strong sense of purpose, but I know how to play too, and I do. Okay? Second question, where do I spend my time? Who gets it? Who gets your time? And the familiar, what I hear all the time from ladies is, the joy sounds great, Jewel. It's great, but I need more time to do it. I don't have time. Then who gets it? Sit back and reflect. If you don't have time to do the things that you love, who's getting all your time? Okay? And again, I'm not convinced you can't find balance in that. And I work with women individually. I'm happy to work with you if you say impossible. All right? So setting boundaries is I just did a 6-hour talk on that last week, is key to getting more time for yourself. Because it's saying, nope, this is about me, it's me time. And it's crucial. And we all have to learn how to do it, of saying, nope, it's my time, just like you all did this weekend. You're all sitting here this weekend because you said, I'm sure there was plenty of other things happening this weekend for you all. But nope, this is my time. This is my joy weekend. I'm going to it. I'm having fun. That's you setting the boundary for your you time. Okay? So the last few years, I've missed my daughter's variety show. She survived, she still loves me. I needed me time. This is what I do every year, right? It was a possibility my son was going to be in a hockey tournament this weekend. I've seen 36 games. I'm good. I hope you win. I'm out. I saw you last week, right? Chrissy, her son's the goalie, and mine's the defense, and they lost. But if it was okay, I'm good. And yet some folks would say, I'm done. I have to cancel Joy Weekend. I have to be at that game, right? And my comeback is, no, you really don't. If you feel like that's where you have to be because you're so filled with joy doing it, that's one thing. If it's an obligatory thing, you've got to learn how to say no to. Okay? Everybody survives. Everybody's still happy. It's all good, right? And we struggle as women with that guilt. Like, I don't know, can I leave? Can I? And I remember, Gina just last year had a newborn baby, and I said, oh, I'm going to miss you this year. She goes, no, you're not. I'm coming. My husband can deal with it, 4-month-old baby. Yeah, that not everybody can do that, but I love it when you say, yeah, I'm gonna set it straight. I'm having a baby, but I'm still living my life. I'm still having, it's why I wrote my book, Joyworthy. I can still be me and enjoy the things I like to do, right? It's about finding the time. And time goes very quickly. And if you don't embrace your time and set your boundaries, someone else is always going to fill it. I promise you. There's 100 things other people will want you to do. Then be here this weekend, or whatever it is that you have to do. It's saying no. And some of us are really great at it. Some of us really have to practice it. And it does take practice. It's about letting go of the guilt of saying, no, I deserve it. I work really hard. This is my time. Okay? We have the best intentions. Yeah, when I leave here, I'm gonna sit, get more me time. It's about the follow through. You just gotta take practice, carving out that time, right? And saying, this is just my time, okay? Next one, do I have supportive people in my social circle? So there was research that said welcoming a positive influencer in your life is one of the best things that you can do, okay? Welcoming positive people, a mentor, a friend, okay? Someone who is looking out for your best interests, okay? And I was thinking of this, I have all these great epiphanies while I'm on the treadmill, and it must be the endorphins or something, and then I have to run off and write stuff down. And this is what I came up with. Friendship takes effort, okay? It takes effort. And I know I have friends everywhere, and my best friend Kelly, who lives in Vermont, we every 3 months or so we meet, and we each drive an hour to sit for an hour and a half, and it takes effort. And we could not do it, and then I'd never see her, right? But it takes effort to say, and a lot of us, it's the planning. Can we go out? No. Can you go out? No. But you got to keep trying. And when one person's given the effort and the other isn't, it's not a friendship. Okay? So we have to work at it. And sometimes it's hard to meet new friends. And people say to me, well, how do I do it? I'm older, I don't know. You get involved in the activities you love. And then you reach out and say, hey, you seem cool, you want to hang out? Do you want to grab a cup of coffee? Do you want to come meet my friends? That's how it starts, right? And we all need those people around us. It's so crucial in our setting our goals. I mean, it can go on and on and on. Those people around us say, I see you doing it. That sounds fantastic. Okay? Not the people who will say, I can't believe you're even thinking of doing that. Why would you do that? Right? You want those people in your life that will support you and be behind you as your personal cheerleader, right? But also give you the reality check of saying, ooh, have you thought this through? Let's go over this one more time. I'm not sure you're seeing the big picture here, and can give you that critique. All right? True friends are able to do it, and you know who they are. And those who are not true friends, I wish it was as easy as just defriending, but it's something like that. You know, on Facebook, you don't like what it's just my favorite thing. It's just going through and, unfollowing and defriending. I don't even want to look at it. I don't want to look at the drama. I don't want to be involved in it. It's not for me. Okay? And you shouldn't be hanging out with those people that cause you that in your life. All right? Because that's the stuff that brings you down and doesn't further you in your life and in your growth. Right? You want those positive people. It takes one person to infect everybody in negativity, right? And I know none of you are those people, right? But you want to be careful when you leave here that you don't go back and tell people about this joyful weekend and go, oh, that doesn't sound good, right? Why would you do that? And then you go, oh, yep, now I know who to share with and who not to share with, okay? We all, it happens. So it takes effort. And if you're around people all the time and you still find yourself without a lot of friends, you have to self-check. What am I doing and what am I not doing? How are you presenting yourself? Are you frumpy? Do you got a frown on your face when you're with people? Because that doesn't say, hi, I'm open, I'd love to talk to you. It says, stay away, I'm drama, I'm negative, you don't want to talk to me, right? And it's true. I see it all the time. And I see it at my kids' school. I can see who I can approach, and I can see who I should stay away from. And I don't mean it in any harm or a mean way, but I don't want to be around people who are going to be negative and complaining. And I can see just by their energy, like Diane was saying, I can feel it when I'm in the room. So you want to be mindful of what are you putting out there. Okay? And it's not just about how you're dressing, it's about your energy. You got a smile on your face? Do you come in and greet people, or do you or you don't? And what you put out is what you're going to get back. So if you find yourself without those friends, you have to look at what are you putting out there? And do people want to be your friend? Right? Is it complaining and drama? That's not what we want to be inviting in our lives. Next one. Do I regularly participate in hobbies that bring me joy? Regularly. Not just once a year at Joy Weekend, which I'm so excited you're here for, but do I have enough fun? And I think that's a constant battle for us as adults, because I don't know if we do have enough fun, enough laughter in our lives. There's times where I'll say, I need some fun this weekend. I need to laugh. I need to just do something silly. What can I do? Right? I need to get down and play. And that's different for everybody. And I was doing a talk a couple weeks ago for a group that consults with me, and they sent me into Boston to the Tall Ships organization. They are a nonprofit, the tall ships that come into the port, but they have this big organization worldwide, and it's all about yachting and ships, and I was doing a professional talk, and one of the women had said to me, she's in her 70s, and she volunteers on these yachts, and they go around the country, and she's a mentor to people, and I left there thinking, there really is something out there for everybody, okay? Like, I had no idea this existed. Like, I knew the tall ships were something. I didn't know it's a big something. I mean, there's just people, they bring kids on there and adults, and if you're senior citizens and you can go on and volunteer, there's really no excuse, folks. There's something out there for everybody in this room to partake in. Right? I mean, she was like in her 80s and she's doing the boat thing, and I don't even talk. And she was so full of like life and excitement that she gets to do these big, tall ships. There's something out there for everybody. And it's just finding what brings you joy. Things that maybe in the past you used to love to do, and now you go, I don't really even love doing it anymore. So try something new. What else is there for you to do, and do you do it regularly? Okay. Anything in this room that people feel like they do regularly? Mm-hmm. Dance. Yes. That's a great one.
Massage.
Walk. Massage.
I just got my massage.
Awesome. Yes. Anything else? Soccer. Yes. Pottery. Excellent. Being creative. Yeah. Finding that time to go out with your friends and laugh. Just whatever that is for you, you've got to do it more. Because when you're doing something you love, you're not stressed. And for a lot of us, we walk around stressed a lot. We feel like, well, this is just me. This is my life. I'm stressed. And then you go on vacation and you come back and go, oh, is this how I'm supposed to feel? Like, I feel good. I feel relaxed. I'm sleeping. I had a nice vacation. There's a balance. And when you are not doing things that are fun, you're losing all of that good energy. Okay? And it's just going to work. And you're coming home and there's chores, and where is that time? Carving it out for you to say, I got to plan my fun or it's not going to happen. And I think that's a line in the book. If you don't plan your fun, it doesn't happen. And it doesn't have to all be spontaneous. It's, ladies, we're all getting together at this date. Let's do it. Right? And if you go, well, yeah, I think so. Let's just see how it goes. I'm going to tell you how it goes. It's not going to happen. Okay? Because someone else is going to be busy and you're going to be busy and it's not going to work. So if you don't plan it, it won't happen. And that's why I plan this. I can already tell you the date for next year. It's March 24th and 25th, right? It's already planned. You can go home and say, I had so much fun. This is my me time next year, but you're going to do a ton of it in the meantime. Okay? And planning your fun, engaging in those activities that you love is so important. Okay? Not what your friend loves. It's what you love. So just be careful of that. Doing things that you enjoy, and you're not just going with the crowd because, I don't know, it seems fun, but it's really not you. Find something for you. And there's so much around, just everywhere, all different activities and hobbies. It's just staying active and really taking that risk to do it. Okay? Do I have short and long-term goals for myself? Okay. This one is so key. All right? Are you setting goals? Everybody in this room should have goals for themselves. Whatever goals it can be, financial goals, can be spiritual goals, physical goals, I want to get healthy. Am I setting goals for myself? At no matter what age, we're always setting goals. This is where I would like to be, and I'm going to enjoy the process to get there, but I'm setting my goals. Where do you want to be in 5 years? Where do you want to be in 10 years? Where do you want to be in 20 years? Okay? Where do you want to be? Setting those goals for yourself. You leave here this weekend, I hope that you all are going to set those goals. I really want to get healthy. So what do I need to do to get there? Okay? And checking in with each other and say, could you hold me accountable? I want to set this goal for myself. Can you make sure that I'm doing it? And you can ask me, and I will stalk you until you get that goal taken care of. So let me know, and I'll text you every day. But that's why we do vision boarding, because there's this way that they say that when you're looking at something every day, it becomes you, and it just becomes in your conscious so that you want to go out and do it. All right? So those ladies who have been with me the last few years, your vision boarding, have they helped? Do they work for you? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, you're looking at it all the time. Tomorrow you're gonna set this goal. I mean, it's just what comes to mind for you, and you're gonna put it in picture form. And it's gonna be up in a place where you're gonna see it every day, whether it's near your computer, at work, and you're gonna see it, and you're gonna see it, and you're gonna see it, and you're gonna see yourself there, and then you're gonna work towards it and get there. So that's why we do vision boarding. But not just limited to that. It's writing goals, writing intentions. One of the girls I work with writes it in her pocket. She just keeps it in her pocket every day. Just whatever her intention is, right? Whatever your goal might be, you can write it out. This is what I want to do. This is where I want to be in 5 years, okay? Start thinking about, professionally, do I need to grow? What are my goals? We should always keep starting it, the process. However, it really isn't about, I got to keep getting someplace else. It's about being happy where you are, but saying, I'd also like to be here. And here's what I'm going to do, okay? If you're setting goals, your priorities have to reflect it. If you would like to be financially stable and you're out spending all the time, you're not getting closer to your goal, okay? If you want to get healthy, but you haven't joined a gym yet, you'll still think about it, you're not sure. Your priorities aren't reflecting it. So set it, and then set yourself on a course. Surround yourself with those amazing people who are going to get you exactly where you want to be, okay? And I remember, I'm not putting her on the spot. I'm not even going to look at her and embarrass her. But years ago, when I wanted to start my Joy Source business, I went to my aunt and my uncle, who are very creative people on this planet, and I said, here's the deal. I want to start a business. It has to be something with joy. I can't think up a name. I don't know what to do, but this is what it is. And they said, that sounds great. I think you should do it. And we went with names and names and names and names. What do we think? What do we think? And my aunt came up with, how about the Joy Source? And my uncle designed the logo. And I walked away with a name and a logo, and I was on my way. I didn't go to somebody who was going to say to me, no one needs joy. Joy? That's so overdone. No one's going to buy it, Joel. You shouldn't be selling it. Okay? I didn't go to those people. And I know who some of those people would be for me, and say, why don't you do that when you retire? Maybe that could be a hobby for you. Or why don't you wait till, because my kids were young, why don't you wait till the kids are at least in high school? Okay? Because I do have people in my life who would probably have said that to me. But the movement in me was at that point in my life. I couldn't wait. There were signs coming at me in all different directions. It really was, Jewel, you got to move now. This is it. This is real for you. Okay? And that's why I went and said, I need some help with this. And I went to the right people who designed it, walked out, I have a goal, and I told my friends who would support me. And when I first started this seven years ago, I had 13 rooms booked. This weekend is 47. So, joy. People like joy, right? People are embracing joy. But it's sticking with it and saying, this is my goal. I'd like to grow it. I want all these women to come back every year. And I remember the first one I did was just a day. Some of my ladies are here for the... Yes, thank you. My groupies. It was just a day one. And I had said to my mom, I don't know if anybody's going to show up. And she goes, well, I'll be there, so you can just talk to me. And I thought... Well, thank you very much. Instead of going, I know, Joel, why'd you even do that? That's so dumb. Like, no one's even going to come. And I had people there. It was a good size, yes. But they figured, we're going to take it up a notch and do an overnight, because that's really, people want to get that getaway. But do you see, if I went with the negative, I probably wouldn't have been here. I probably would have stopped after the full day. Or you go to the positive and go, well, why don't you do it? And I'll be in the audience, and I'll clap for you. And if it's one person, then it's not going to take off, or I don't know what to tell you, right? But instead you got those people reminding you, but this is within you. This is good for you. You should do this. I'm going to do it, okay? And not with the negative people. They will always find a reason to hold you back. And when you're succeeding especially, you'll notice, I'm not going to say the haters, but you'll notice people around you who will want to kind of bring you down a little bit, okay? I'm going to take you down for size, because I'm not as happy as you, so you're going to come down a little bit. Okay, and you need to be careful about that you don't then come down to that and go, oh yeah, maybe I'm not worthy. Maybe I shouldn't be excited about this, right? And if you get something new and people go, oh, must be nice. Yes, it's nice. I deserve it, right? And it says it in my book, and I've told you all, that's what you say. That is your response. Yes, it is nice. And you don't have to say, well, I work hard, I need this. No, it is nice, yeah, right? Because you know you work hard and you know you, whatever it is, and you deserve it. And you should be happy and you should sit with it and shine and say, and not shrink down because you know they're not doing so well, so you sort of feel bad because you don't want to be excited. Get excited because you'll inspire everybody else to go, I want some of that. Right? And my friends, you know, they set the bar for me really high by being so motivated and so determined that I want to be just like them. I got to keep going. I want to be that. And that's what you want to be, is surrounded by these women who are achieving their goals, who are living the lives that they want. Okay? Not by the folks that are stuck. All right? You hang around with that, you become stuck. So the goals are so important, and it's researched. Goals will give you forward momentum in your life. It gives you something to work towards. If not, we become stuck, and it's easy to become stuck. It's the laundry, it's the food, it's the grocery shopping. I get it. It's one thing after another, and all of a sudden you're back to just blah. And then you go, oh, wait, I'm still working on that goal. What am I doing? Let me check in with myself. I've got this great goal set. And it can be, I want to travel. I want to set my intention out. I want to go on a nice trip. I want to save some money. I want to buy a sports car. Whatever it is. I want to go back to school. You got to set it and work towards it, and it becomes your intention. Okay? Most successful people set goals for themselves. They're goal setters. Okay? So just be mindful of that. My last question, where I want to spend the most time with, is, am I creating the life that I want? Okay? And I can't answer that for you. It's a question you ask yourself. Am I creating it? All right? Or am I complicating it? Okay? And I can't stress this enough. How many people continue to just complicate their lives by bad choices? Okay? And I will think, why is this person doing that? You just complicated your life so much more. This is why all these other questions go hand in hand. Because when you're surrounded with good people, you'd say, Jewel, why are you doing that? That sounds like you're complicating your life, right? Why are you signing your kids up for 5 different sports teams? To me, that's complicating your life. Okay? Why are you, doing that when that sounds like that's just so much? And a lot of us get completely derailed because we're not following the energy of our world. We're fighting it. And Diane spoke about that earlier. There's signs for you to follow, and many people go, and it's right there in front of you. And they go, I'm going in this direction. Okay? So it's easy to not see the signs around because it might be a difficult path. So we go, I'm going to go back this way. And choices can complicate your life. Okay? And are you creating that life that you want? And I know, I can see folks later in life who have not made great choices and are now living with that, right? I know people now who have not made good choices in their life, right? Been stubborn, haven't listened to the signals, the signs, people's suggestions. Nope, got to do this. And now they are living with their consequences of the choices. Okay? So I always push therapy. I always push mentoring, coaching, whatever it is. If you feel like you're stuck and you need some help, go the professional route. Insurance covers therapy if you have issues that you need to work on that keep coming up for you. If you don't work on them, they manifest continually in your body, in your head, right? So therapy, finding a coach, somebody, good friends to support you in, am I creating the life that I want? Where do you want to be in 10 years? I want to be in Florida, folks. That's where I want to be. And I want to create my life so much that I will get there and say, I started 10 years ago. I'm putting in the pieces right now. These are all steps for me. Okay? And that's where you want to be thinking instead of, this is really going to complicate my life. I really have to think twice about this decision. And one of the talks I went to in Fort Lauderdale in September, this guy said, when you're setting your intentions out and your goals, think about when you get in your car and you set your GPS. You program where you want to go. What's the end result, right? Well, then you have to start the car and drive there. Yeah? You don't just go, why am I not there? Right? So you can set the best intentions and the best goals. If you make no movement towards it, not going to happen. So then don't get mad and jealous when people around you are moving and grooving to where they want to be and getting it all happening for them, right? You should just jump right in and get into that good energy and say, I want some of that. Look what she's doing. It is possible, okay? We put up these natural roadblocks of going, see, I told you it's not going to happen. Didn't work for me this time. Nope, joy's not for me. It didn't happen. I didn't get the job I wanted. Well, like Diane says, well, maybe, or like you had example, maybe there's something better out there. People don't want to hear that, okay? But it's true. So when you set up natural roadblocks, like, you know, you're trying to lose weight, but you don't really get to the gym, and you haven't really been, well, I know weight loss just isn't for me. Well, what are you really doing to get there? Okay? I've heard all the excuses. I've heard them all. And I try to blow right through all of them to say, it's easy to make the excuses up because then we don't have to do the hard work. Okay? It's up to you. You create the happiness and joy in your life. I hope you all live with people who constantly feed that, but reality is we live with a lot of joy suckers. Right? I mean, even on a good day, they can suck the joy from you. And you want to be careful that you don't get right down in that. Okay? That you have to create it for yourself, whatever your circumstances are, that you don't let people around you suck that joy from you, and then you feel empty. All right? It's your responsibility to feed it all the time, right? I want my soul to be alive. I want to feel great. And when I was thinking about this talk, I was sitting on my bed and I turned on the TV to listen to some music to it. And right as I turned it on, my favorite Dave Matthews comes on. I've never heard the song before. I unmuted it, and the song was Wake Up If You've Been Living with Your Eyes Closed. Okay, and it was really kind of like, yeah, so many of us are living, you know, just going through life, kind of not even being present. You're not absent, you're there, but are you really present? Are you present to the signs, all of these things that are happening around you? All right, and there was this quote that was in my office that someone had left me, and it was, you know, are you present or are you merely not absent? Okay. And I find that very profound because I feel like in our lives nowadays, when, especially if you're in a home with multiple TVs, multiple computers, and everybody's in different rooms, and we're all not absent, but we're really not present. And there are days where I feel like I'm busy, my kids are busy, that I haven't seen them all day. I've seen them. They've been walking by me, but I haven't seen them. And that's life today with the technology. We're not seeing each other. We're not participating. We're not present with each other to check in, to really see each other. Right? Does that make sense to folks? Do you understand what I mean with that? Yeah. So that's so important when we're thinking, well, why wait? Why not right now? What are we waiting for? Right? So when you leave here tomorrow, think about what your goals are. Why are you waiting? Are you waiting for someone to say, okay, yeah, you should do it? Or do you want to wait and say, you know what, it's just not for me? And so many of us, now get this, we take the low-hanging fruit, right? Because it's easy. And we settle for good enough, okay? The easy way, because it's easy. Well, I like this job. I really wanted to go back to school, but I'm just going to take this job. I'm sure it's fine. It's good enough, right? We settle for this, for what's at the bottom instead of reaching for the top, okay? Why? Settling's easy. You don't have to do a lot of work. You're just there already. And part of my reason for having you all here this weekend is I don't want you to settle. Don't settle for just good enough. You want the best. You want to feel alive every day, ignited. Imagine waking up every day going, I feel so good to be me. I don't want anybody else. I'm so happy. I've created my life such, I don't want to be anywhere else. Okay, and I remember last summer I went out and you know get those magazines, the Athleta magazines or Title IX, these very pretty women, athletic, or on the surfboard and all this. Like, wow, I'd love to be an athletic girl, right? So I went out and got some paddle boards, and I had the best summer of I just sent the intention out. I hadn't traveled. It was just amazing summer, and I was on my paddle boards throughout the summer. And my husband and I got him to go out, and we'd come home. My parents lived with me in the summer, and I'd get the kids up in the morning and on the deck on the weekends, and we'd all sit together and have our breakfast. And I would think, oh, I'm not going to cry, but I would think, there's no place else in this world I'd rather be. Like, I've created this. We go out, we're paddleboarding, it's sunny, I'm home, we're all together, I'm looking around, I love them so much. They're with me, I'm with them, we're all present, we're laughing, the sun is out. Like, it doesn't get better than that in Julie world. Like, that's all I want. I don't want all the stuff. I just want the experience, right? And if you look in your inbox every day, there's gonna be at least 5 to 15 emails telling you, you can't live without this. Right? Best body product ever. The best pillow, that pillow, yeah, I ordered it and got a kink in my neck for 3 days, all right? So the last time I do that, seriously, everybody wants you to buy something because your life will be better if you have this. You got to get rid of this. You will need this, and your life will be better if you sign up for this and all that. Resist it. You don't need it. Simplify, right? Simplify. You want the experience. Seek out those moments that are going to live forever in your heart. And it's not by buying the jewelry and the stuff. And again, we all love retail therapy. I'm with you. I do it. It's great. But there's a limit. And buying and accumulating, there's stuff going on there for you if that's what you're doing. All right? Simplifying, going, I want to get down to the basics. Right? So by the end of the summer, I was on my paddleboard, and there was this great picture of me, and I blew it up by 8 by 10. Those of you who come to my Joy office see it. And I go, hey, I'm that Athleta girl. Like, in my own Julie world. They would never put me on their magazine. But in my world, my intention was, I want to be one of those girls. I want to be active. I want to be tan. I want to be out in the summer doing my paddleboard. You don't really do that, but you do that. And I did. And it was all good. And yet, I have people who knew, and you're not close friends, but people who knew that I was doing this. No one ever, it was this, I'm not going to acknowledge that you have those because I don't have them, and I'm a little annoyed that you do. I worked hard for it. I bought it. I was excited. I had the best summer ever. That's what I want for you all the time, okay? I want you to work hard, but then go, oh yeah, and I'm going to play hard. I can't wait. I don't know what I'm going to do. I want you to be the next Athleta girl. Right? I want to go do that. That looks fun, surfing. I think I might try it. I'm going to go scuba. I think I might try it. What is it that's going to get you excited, to say, you're not too old for it. Go out and do it. And an article I read was saying, this woman was talking about kayaking, which I haven't done with you but need to, she said, her kayaks were always in the basement, way in the basement. And every time she'd want to go, she'd go, oh, I have to go through like 5 layers of stuff to get it. So she never would go. And she was saying, I just have to make it accessible to me. So I'm going to put it right near my car. And then I grab it and go, right? So when we put these obstacles, and I know that sounds funny, but think about it. If your bike is buried way in the corner, are you really going to go keep going through it? You're going to go, I'll do it another time. Right? I meant to go do this, but I don't even know where that is. Well, find it. Put it accessible to you. Make it work for you, and then you're going to do it more. Stop putting these blocks in front of you and say, it's just going to be too much work. I don't even know where it is. Well, take a minute and find it and do it. Right? Do some new things. You never know. You might try things that you like. You might try things that go, I'll never do that again. Okay? That's okay. But try it. Take the risk. You never know. We want guarantees in this world. Right? We want guarantees. If I'm going to try Zumba, you got to guarantee me I'm not going to look like a fool. Right? If I'm going to try, you're going to guarantee me that if I try this, it's going to work out. I cannot guarantee you that. I can't. I can't guarantee if you come paddleboarding that you will not fall 5 times. I can't guarantee, but I can guarantee you you're going to have fun, and you might come later and say, I'll never do it again, but thanks anyway. Or, that was awesome. I can't wait to do it again. See, as adults, we don't want to look like fools, so you're like, I don't think so. Meanwhile, we tell our kids, just try it. It's fine. It's okay. And then for us, we're like, oh, but no, not me. Okay? Because we don't want to risk. Look, who really cares? Risk it. Do it. Plan it. Get excited for it. It's all available to every single one. And no one's exempt in this room of going, I used to have fun. I just don't. It's just not for me. It's for you. Fun's for you. Joy is for you, right? Don't you want to go every day wherever you are feeling good in your own skin? And I know we have bad days, but every day shouldn't be a bad day for you, okay? Every day shouldn't be a bad day. There is a note in my book about mental health stuff. I'm not going to talk about it here, but please read it. And also, we want to check our self-esteem, okay? If you don't feel good about yourself, all of this stuff is not going to make sense, and you won't do it. Okay? So you got to check in with your self-esteem. My book gives hints and stuff on that. But some of us who don't feel really good about ourselves, none of this will feel possible. And it might not be. And that's where you have to self-check and go, what is really stopping me? I want what Julie had. I want to do that stuff. What is it? And no one can tell you in this room what it is but you. And sitting in reflection, having those aha moments and going, that's it. It's my self-esteem. Or it's this person in my life, she's dragging me down. Or I haven't even done anything new in 2 years. Right? I haven't been spontaneous. I've been talking about going to Paris for 5 years. I've done nothing to get in that direction. Okay? I've been talking about going there this summer, but I never plan it, and then it comes, and I go, well, whatever, maybe next year. And then it becomes the next year, and then it becomes the next year. So all those things you want to do, you never end up doing. Okay? So there's an element to planning, saving, if that's what you need to do, to make it happen. Okay? There is a way that we need to also be patient. So what Diane is saying is being open, and we get mad when it doesn't happen right away. Well, like, what do you mean? I set out the intention. Why isn't it happening for me, right? So it's not, again, it's not on your time. It's when the universe is always conspiring to work with you, folks. It's not against you, but you have to work with it as well. And when you're complicating it, and when there are signs, there was a sign for my friend Deb back there, I forget what it was, and Julie texted and goes, this is a sign. This is your sign. Remember this. This is the direction you're supposed to go in, right? So it's so easy to go against it all, and then you're just going against all of that energy instead of going with it. Okay? So we want to be open to it and not blocked of going, it's never going to happen to me. I want the guarantee. It's not happening quick enough. It's really about being patient and saying, I'm ready for the signs. I'm ready for my soul to be ignited. I want to be full of joy. I want to get excited about my life. I don't want to be anybody else but me, right? I want to be happy in my own skin. I want to have all these experiences that are going to enrich me. I want to have key people in my life that are going to alter it in some magnificent way. I don't know who they're going to be, but you have yet to meet them. And isn't that so exciting? Right? And all these experiences you have yet to have that are going to alter you in an amazing way if you're open to it. And that's this reminder this week. And you all know this. There's not much here that's just, oh my God, I have never heard that before. It's reminding you, taking this weekend to be together in community to say, hey, you all are worth it. Yeah, that's right. I am worth it. I am here this weekend to enjoy myself, be part of joy, get excited. Okay? It's for me. You're all worthy of it.